Let's get this show on the road. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, everybody? We are cranking up another night of independent insurance adjusting. All right. So we'll be on this live for a little bit. I want to let everybody hop in here. My name is Steven Story. I am an independent insurance adjuster. Been in this business since 2015. I've been licensed since 2015, and I am going to talk to y'all all about independent insurance adjusting today, how it can change your financial life, how it changes the lives of so many other people, and what you need to do to get started. All right, so thank all y'all for hopping in here. I appreciate everybody for hopping in here. I think I just achieved something. I got a subscription goal. That's cool. Never seen that before. Thank y'all for all y'all is just joining, talking about independent insurance adjusting. It's been a long day. I'm late to my live. I was supposed to do this live like 40 minutes ago, but I kind of got a little tied up. All right. So for everybody that's just now joining, I appreciate everybody that's joining. We're talking about independent insurance adjusting. I am answering a bunch of questions that y'all have about independent insurance adjusting today. All right. So I appreciate all the gifts and everything that y'all give and everything. But what I want to do is I want to give y'all some value. All right. I want to give y'all something to take home. All right. Some information y'all can use that can get y'all to a higher income in 2024. And that is what independent insurance adjusting is and how you get into it. All right. So first thing, guys, what is independent insurance adjusting? Independent insurance adjusting is a 6-figure career that was created over 90 years ago in the United States, okay, by insurance carriers. And so what they do is whenever they are behind on claims, right? Like they might have a bunch of car accidents or, a hurricane comes or tornadoes, wildfires, things like that, and they get an overflow of claims. What they have to do is they have to contract a insurance adjuster, an independent adjuster to handle those claims in a timely manner. If they don't do that, what begins to happen is they begin to get fined every day that they're late, right? Every day they don't handle their claim in a timely manner, they get fined for that. And so it's cheaper for them to hire independent adjusters, pay them more, right? Pay them more, they pay their staff adjusters to make sure they get these claims done in a timely fashion. So Angie said, I want to get into adjusting ASAP. Can I start as staff and transition to independent? There is no reason to start as a staff adjuster and then transition to independent, okay? And the reason I say this is because staff adjusters make about a third of what adjusters make, independent adjusters make. So why start out making less money? We can just start out making the money you need to make from the very beginning, okay? To be qualified to be an independent insurance adjuster, you need to have a high school diploma. You need to have a United States work visa or be a United States resident. You got to be able to pass a background check, all right? So if you have a felony that is related to theft or fraud or anything like that, you won't be able to be in this business. But if you have another type of felony, you might have to talk to the Department of Insurance to see if you are eligible. With that being said, you got to be able to pass a pre-licensing course and a state exam. So only a few things there that you need to be qualified to be an independent adjuster. Being a staff adjuster is not required to be an independent adjuster, just so everybody knows, okay? I find that, as Andy's not the first person that has said that or has thought that, right, or asked me a question. That's a question I get quite often. So those are the requirements to be a staff adjuster is not a requirement. So you can go right from where y'all are now, get licensed, and be able to get hired without having to need a ton of experience, okay? For those of y'all just now joining, if you're not going to be here that long, I have a link in my bio, and it's a free IA FAQ guide. It's a free IA FAQ guide. All you got to do is just click the link in my bio and download that It's free, like I said, and you're gonna get 27 questions, 27 of the most frequently licensed, 27 of the most frequently asked questions about independent insurance adjusting. Angie, what states am I licensed in? My home state is Georgia. I'm licensed in 8 of the states. Okay, so as independent insurance adjusters, we're not licensed only in one state. We're licensed in several states, right? So there's 34 states that are not licensed in the United States, and there are 16 states that do not require licensing. Okay, because of that, when you have one license, that means you have access to handle claims in 17 states. So that one license plus the 16 that don't require licensing. But obviously we have to get more licensing. To get more licenses, you do not have to study to get those licenses. What you have to do is you have to just pay for them. Right? You're going to use a website and you'll pay for those licenses. Guys, I appreciate everybody that's sharing this right now, other people. I appreciate all the likes that I'm getting so far. I appreciate it. All right. If y'all want to see, if you want to have your friends watch this with you, share it with them. Okay. Again, my name is Stephen Story, guys. I appreciate everybody watching right now. I have taught over 4,000 people in the last 3 years the industry of independent insurance adjusting. This is a relationship-based business. And so because of that, the only way more people will know about this business or this option that they can get into making 6 figures without needing a college degree, without having to spend a whole bunch of money, right? To get a 6-figure job with a college degree, you're going to spend $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. All right, we're talking about spending less than $1,000 on licensing and coursework to be eligible to get into this 6-figure industry, right? So it's been a godsend for a lot of people, and it might be something like that for you, right? So independent adjusting might be something that you're like, hey, you know what? I want to be a part of this. And also I want everybody to know that's just joining. Y'all, if y'all hear about independent adjusting for the first time, you're like, yo, what is this? How do they make all this money? Y'all, I got a ton of videos on my TikTok, okay? I have a ton of videos where I'm explaining everything about this business. So don't think you have to learn or watch everything tonight to get the most out of this TikTok live, right? Also, I want to remind everybody, I do lives like this all the time. Tia Stamps, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I do these lives fairly regularly. Usually I'm doing it once or twice a day. And I'm also posting throughout the day. And throughout the week, I'm also sharing different tips via email. Again, you can get on my email list if you get that free IA FAQ guide. It's got tons of questions there that probably has some answers to questions that you currently have. All right. Okay, Frank, thank you for sharing the live. Thank y'all for sharing the live. I've been doing this, like I said, I've been teaching for 3 years. I've been teaching independent adjusting for 3 years, but I have been an adjuster since 2015. I've gotten to live all around the United States and Canada. I've been able to work everywhere, and now I live in Brazil. So it's been a fun experience. K Frank, I appreciate you, man. How long have you been IA? How long have you been in the business? Are you deployed right now? Let me know. But yeah, so independent adjusting has been amazing for me, y'all. It has allowed me to become financially independent, financially free. 10 years, man. That's awesome, man. 10 years, you done seen some stuff, man. I only been in the business for 8 years now, so yeah, you way ahead of me. It was different. It was different 10 years ago, I'm sure, because 8 years ago it was way different than it is now. Like, you got all these people that won't even go inside, desk or inside desk property, inside desk auto. You're like, I only want to work remote. I only want to work remote. I only want to do this, and it's like, you're not even going to learn as much as you could learn if you were to go in office, right? Do you work remotely from Brazil? Not at this moment, but I have worked remotely from Brazil. By the way, y'all, that's not something I recommend, okay? I have a lot more experience than all of y'all do except for K Frank, so that is not something I recommend. Work from your house, okay? Work from your place where you live at right now. Don't try to work in other countries right now. Okay, when you just get into the business, you need to learn how to get good at doing what you're doing. You need to learn how to focus and provide a good work product. All the other extra stuff, don't worry about that for right now. All right, I am way ahead of y'all in this business. So if you're just starting out, it's all about stacking skills, right? Stacking skills, just getting good at the small things. I think that, y'all be surprised in this business how small things can affect your deployments. I know people that get fired just because they don't know how to write checks properly. They write too many numbers. They write too many zeros in a check. They don't know how to they don't know how to read policy correctly. They don't know how to explain policy to insurers. Right? They don't know how to write letters properly. They don't know how to do exactment properly, right? So there's a lot of small things there that make us or break us, right? In the business of adjusting. Like Kay Frank said, become a diverse adjuster. Get many licenses. I do agree with that. I do agree with becoming a diverse adjuster. I've done all kinds of claims, and I think that by doing all types of claims in various ways, you become more savvy about policy. You become more savvy about how a carrier wants a claim to be handled. You'll overall become a much more competent professional in this business. And I think that's something that we're still missing a lot of, competent adjusters, right? And so hopefully all those are watching. I do these live so I can help you all become better. And if y'all become better, our business, our industry becomes better, right? Because it brings more competent people into business as opposed to just a bunch of people that's like got a deer in the headlights. They don't know what's going on. If we learn and study K. Frank, like you said, if we learn and study each carrier, one, we get to see overlaps, but also we get to see, one thing I like about studying carriers is seeing how they handle catastrophes, seeing how they handle daily claims, seeing how they handle, supplemental claims, things like that. Why? Because what begins to happen is as you go to the next deployment, you bring that knowledge with them, like how a team is supposed to be set up. These are things that help you out a lot with management, okay? Each one is very different. Like Kay Frank said, how stressful is a job? It can be quite stressful. To give you an idea, imagine talking to 120 people, and all those people have varying levels of damage to their home, from they lost their house to they just have a roof leak. Now imagine having to talk to all those people in the same 7-day period. Now imagine having to talk to all those people over the same 12-week period. Also, all those people want money from you, and they want it right now. Okay? Some of those people don't have a house anymore, and you have 30 other people in front of them. Imagine having to deal with that. And then imagine they start screaming at you. Imagine if all 140 of them are screaming at you. But you're too behind. Now things start getting a little crazy. Everybody's screaming at you. What you gonna do? You gonna scream at them too? They lost the house. House burned up. House blew away. All right. And they need ALE, additional living expenses. Okay. Those people need hotels and apartments, and they need food, and they need all these things. What do you plan on doing for that? Okay. Because that's the question they're asking you. So it can get very stressful. It can get super stressful. For those of y'all who don't know, we don't earn the money we earn because they like how we look. We earn the money we earn as insurance adjusters because we do a good job, and we are handling large amounts of money. We have large responsibilities. Ren, what is going on? I miss you, buddy. How you doing, man? I hope all is well with you, man. Hey, Ren, I miss you, dog. Hey, man, call me, man. Ren, my number is exactly the same. If you got my number, it's the same, bro. I'm on Facebook, whatever, man. Hit me tomorrow. I want to talk to you tomorrow, bro. And Ren, I'll look for you tomorrow. If you don't call me, I'm gonna call you. All right. Me and Ren, we grew up together. These insurers, they will call the Department of Insurance on you. It can get very serious. It can get very serious, y'all. Love you too, bro. Man, y'all, this business, you are dealing with people's livelihoods, their homes, their cars. Hi, Sharon, how you doing? You're dealing with all the things that people hold near and dear to them, and so they take it serious. So you got to take it serious too. That does not mean it is overwhelming at times. Okay, guys, anybody making over $100,000 a year in the United States of America is going to have a stressful job. Okay, I want everybody to understand that. We're not digging ditches, so it's not backbreaking work, but it can be quite difficult on you mentally, right? Just because like I've worked Hurricane Harvey. I'm sure Kay Frank worked Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey was super stressful. You're dealing with people who, some of these hurricanes, all these catastrophes, some people have died, okay? There's people that, it's insurance that you talk to, their spouse died, family members died. If you're doing auto total loss, anybody that's done auto total loss before, Total loss of a car means it was a bad wreck. Okay, I've dealt with auto total loss. For those of y'all who don't know, a car is considered totaled if somebody commits suicide in that car. I've dealt with those types of things. I've dealt with people taking people out in these cars, and I've dealt with all kind of police reports, and it can be crazy, y'all. A lot of deaths in auto total loss. Imagine talking to a dad and their daughter died, in a car wreck. Like it can get quite intense. I want to make it graphic for y'all, but I just want everybody to understand it's not a walk in the park. Insurance adjusting is not a walk in the park. It is accessible. You can do it, but it can get quite intense mentally. That's why you gotta pull back a bit. Sometimes go for a walk. Go look at all the money they paying you. Make sure it's worth it, right? Because it can get hard. Guys, anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns, now's the time. Let me know. Have you always been IA? How do you feel about staff? I don't feel anything about staff. I don't want to make staff money. I've made 6 figures every single year I've been in insurance adjusting. I have zero desire to go make $50,000 a year, bro. I wouldn't put my pants on for 50 grand a year. I wouldn't put my pants on for 60 grand a year. I wouldn't put my pants on for 70 grand a year to go be a staff adjuster. I have no desire to do that. I want to make sure people become debt free. I want to get people to a point where they can become financially free. Okay. I don't know any staff adjusters that got $100,000 liquid in the bank. I know a bunch of staff. I know a bunch of IAs that have $100,000 in the bank, liquid cash they can go touch. I don't know any staff adjusters that drive Porsches, Maseratis. I know some IAs that got Porsches. I know some IAs that got Mercedes and Land Rovers and Range Rovers, right? My cousin, he's an IA. He got a Land Rover. He got a BMW, and he got a Porsche, right? And his wife is an insurance adjuster too, an independent adjuster. I don't know any staff adjusters doing that kind of stuff. I know independent adjusters who made $75,000 in a month. I don't know any staff adjusters have done that, right? So it's hard for me to conceptualize staff adjusting. Why do the same job and make less money? That's been my rebuttal whenever anybody is like, yo, come be a staff adjuster. Like, no, why would I do that? And you gotta ask for vacation. Like, you only get 2 weeks off as a staff adjuster, or 3 weeks off. It's not about you, Jonathan. It's just in general. Because I have people ask me this a lot. Y'all got a lot of students, okay? I have over 4,000 people I've taught. So, and way more people that I haven't taught, they ask me a lot of questions. And so the staff thing is something that pops up. And so I just can't do it. I'm newly licensed in Texas and I cannot find a job because of my experience. Any advice? So what I would say, I'm an independent agent. How did you get started? So independent agent is not an independent adjuster. Independent agents, y'all are doing retail insurance. Independent adjusters, we are handling claims. So you'll need a whole nother license if that's what we're talking about. If you're saying you're an independent agent, you mean independent adjuster, that's two different things. So let me know which one you're talking about, Kiana, Aisha. I'm newly licensed in Texas and I cannot find a job because of my experience. All right, so first off, it's slow season. First things first. If you just got your license, it's just slow right now, all right? Gotta wait for some deployments to happen. Just because you call or you're looking for, just because you're looking for a job does not mean you get a job because you're looking. You gotta wait. You gotta wait till some deployments are available. Also, I don't know how many licenses you have. If you're newly licensed, you only have one license. Don't expect to get hired. Okay, like K. Frank said, you gotta get some multiple licenses. All right, one license. I don't care how long you got that one license. You're not getting hired. Forget about it. Okay. Also, I don't know how many rosters you're on. I don't know how many certifications you got. I don't know what your resume look like. Okay, there's a lot of variables there about how we get hired. It's not just, hey, you get your license, you go get hired, y'all. This is competitive business. No, I'm an insurance agent. I've been for 3 years. Adjusting always interests me. Kiana, come on. You want to be an insurance adjuster? Come on, join the club. All right, y'all. For those of y'all who want more information, okay, I'm answering a bunch of questions right now. But I have a free PDF. It's in the link in my bio. All you gotta do is click on the link in my bio. And you go there and click on free IA FAQ guide. So it'll give you 27 of the most frequently asked questions about independent insurance adjusting. Okay? So, hey, Frank, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. And thank you for participating. I thank everybody participating, by the way. All right. Yeah, so we're talking about independent adjusting. How do you get hired? What you got to do? What is it? All right. You're an agent. You want to switch. Okay. Yeah, come on. You're an independent agent. There's a bunch of agents I know who are switch. My mother had an Allstate agency. She had an Allstate agency, and she switched from being an Allstate agent owner, an Allstate agency owner, sold her agency, and became an independent adjuster. I want to get started in adjusting. I want to expand. Kiana, come on. Join us. Come join the club. Some great money over here. Okay? It is some great money in this business. Okay? But now you got to work. Now y'all going to earn this money. It's not a lottery. It's not a cash grab. This is a skill-based, relationship-based business. You're going to network well. You're going to do skills well. You're going to work hard. If you do that, more than likely, you get hired, you get rehired. All right? You get in New York and all the Gulf states. I'm down. K. Frank, the only thing I would say is I don't know why people would be like so up in arms about a New York State license. I never gotten it. And I've had a great career, as has my mom. Mom's been in the business a year more than me. We never touched a New York claim ever. Do you have some IROs off the top of your head to try and join? I could probably name 20 off the top of my head. What would that help you with? Okay. What would that help you with because you got the names on higher rosters, right? Because you got 3 years experience, Jonathan. How many rosters are you on right now, Jonathan? By the way, how many rosters are you on right now? Because you have been staff and an IA. I think that helps a lot. It keeps you on deployment with State Farm. Yeah, okay, Frank. Yeah, because that's State Farm. Yeah, anybody out in New York, we both know that's big State Farm stuff. I left State Farm a long time ago. I stopped dealing with State Farm in 2016, and I never touched another State Farm claim. What's weird, K. Frank? There has not been a lot of auto total loss like ECR rolls. I haven't seen any ECR rolls in some time, like over a year. I don't know if you've seen the ECR rolls being deployed. I see a lot of ECTA stuff, but I don't see them doing ECR stuff for State Farm. I used to be ECR for auto total loss, but it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've seen ECR stuff. Maybe you've seen some stuff that I haven't. ECR's all going, yeah. I used to be ECR. I did a long deployment with that, auto total loss, but it was good money. Okay, so State Farm is pulling out of that. Yeah, I think my thing with State Farm as it relates to the auto department is ECTA is such a dead end role, It's such a dead end role because you never really learn a lot of skills that help you in other deployments. You never really learn how to really handle a claim. It's good for newbies, but they reach a level of competency and then they stay at that level of competency, and they never really get challenged on the claim side of things. So it's good in the sense that you're working, right? You're making some money, but even then the pay's not that good. So for me, I'm not a big fan of suggesting newbies straight to State Farm. That's not my thing, because of one, the pay, and then also what they're learning. So for me, I'm usually telling my students about other firms and other carriers where they can make more money, and then they can use the skills they learn there and go up in skill sets. But I don't think you're saying anything wrong. I don't disagree with you, K. Frank, at all on this one. I worked at State Farm. I did 3 diplomas with State Farm, and then I left and went somewhere else. Y'all, we're talking about independent insurance adjusting. I appreciate everybody's hopping in here, following along. Also, Jonathan Hill asked for some firms off the top of my head. I would say FKS. I don't agree that they're the easiest, by the way. I do not agree with that. I think they hire a lot of people, but I think that there's a lot of other ones that you can work with. I think Allstate is super easy to get deployed with on the IA side of things. ASI Progressive is not that hard. to get hired on as a new adjuster. Yeah, but I think that it's easy because most people apply to a few, 3 or 4 different IA firms that all deploy to State Farm. So they just have really big rosters and they just kind of throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Yeah, see, thank you, Paula's kid. That is my issue with State Farm. State Farm, you can get in, but staying is the hard part. Staying is the issue. And that's what I don't like about State Farm, because they'll get you in there, they'll hire 400 adjusters. 2 weeks in, they cut half the people, they cut 200 of them, and then they'll hire another 100 and be like, oh, my bad. We ordered too many adjusters, and they'll cut everybody. And it's like, what are we doing here? I've seen that too many times. Like, I've seen people like that were well-meaning people, good intentioned people. They wanted to do the work, and they couldn't do it because they want to cut you, right? Let's see what you got here. When I was on, they were releasing and rehiring at the same time. It was insane. Yo, like, that ain't cool. That stuff is not cool, y'all. Like, they don't feel good. And that's why, like, I don't like recommending people to State Farm, because they'll fly across the country, drive across the country, only to get tapped on the shoulder 2 days after they get hired. That just sucks. Yeah, it is a starting point, but it's a starting point that's, look, I've gotten too many people in the business, and I've seen too many people have the same issue with State Farm that I don't like it. I don't like, for me, they just be pissing me off, because I'll just be like, dog, like, these people just trying to get in the business, and they got to work 3 days, or they didn't even get to work. I remember it was a guy I knew. He got deployment. He was about to work with his dad on deployment. It was his first deployment. And right when he got off the plane, they called him and said the deployment was off. He never even got to make $1. That ain't cool. That is not industry. Is the industry saturated, Dexter? No, it is not. The industry is not saturated. If the industry was saturated, you would see 1,000 independent insurance adjusters on TikTok doing lives right now. I am licensed in all lines, and I'm licensed in property and casualty. It just depends on the state. Some states are property and casualty adjuster licenses. Some states are all lines. Okay? The industry is not saturated. If the industry is saturated, you already know about it. It'd be like talking about tech or somewhere like accounting or being a lawyer or something. You get it? Paula's kid, they stay pushing that outdated system. I'm going to tell you something. ECS is not as outdated as you think it is. It is not outdated as you think it is, because I worked for Allstate Canada, and they use a DOS system. A DOS system, for those of y'all who are over the age of 32 or 33, it's like super duper throwback. Like, their whole screen was blue, and it had white writing on it, white font, and you couldn't use a mouse to navigate the screen. That was their claims environment. It was all blue screen with white writing on it, and you just had to use the keyboard to move around the screen. Yeah, and all the words were in caps lock. And I was working, like, they still have that system right now in 2023. So if you want to talk about outdated, that's super outdated. But I'll tell you what, it's fast. I feel like there's a huge need for agents and adjusters. Yes, there is a huge need for agents and adjusters. What's the biggest mistake people make when trying to get work? They only try a little bit. They'll send a resume in. They will, let's see what they do. They send a resume in a couple times. They might call once or twice. And then they say, well, I was trying to get hired. I don't know why nobody wanted to hire me. And they call like 2 times. They called 2 IA firms twice and thought that was all they needed to do to get hired. And then they wait around for like 3 months. And then they follow up. That's not how you do it. A lot of people can't last. So, Dexter, it's not necessarily about people can't last. It's usually is they're not catching on quickly because they're not as tech savvy, right? So they can't type that well, right? Or they don't understand things like Exactament. They don't understand things like, the different claim environments and software systems that we use. Also, they have bad customer service, or they're not really that good at reading, writing, reading for understanding, reading to explain to others. And that will put you behind. Also, the other thing is some people just can't produce at a high level, right? Let's say you have a quota of 15 for the week or 15 for the day, 15 tasks you might have to do every day, and they're doing 8 tasks a day. That's too slow, and that will get you released, right? Let's see what else. I hope I'm answering the questions. K. Frank, man, much love. I appreciate you. I'm gonna follow you back, by the way. Try 30. I think, do you mean 30 licenses, Frank? K. Frank. I've got to go. I hope you catch it live. You've been real informative. Thank you so much. 30 tasks. Yeah, Frank, yeah. I was giving 15 as an example, but yeah, hell yeah, you might have 30 tasks for real, man. And that'll get you, if you can't hit those numbers, if you can't hit the numbers, if you can't give a good quality work product, they're going to get you out of there. Okay, that's just how it goes. They're going to get you out of there. It's not easy. It is doable, right? We're working anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day. So you're going to work for it. You can earn it. You're going to earn it, but it is doable, y'all. Any other questions, y'all? You have to get it's all about a system. We all have a system, Tonight, I'm not going to teach on systems just because it's a little bit that goes into it. Ain't a little bit, it's a lot that goes into a good system. I will give a brief eagle view, bird's eye view, all right? I'll give y'all a bird's eye view of how a system works. And Frank, you can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, okay? This is how I would set my day up. So you want to get in. If you're new to the business, if you're new to a deployment, you never used that claim environment before, I would take anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes a day in the beginning of the day or the end of the day, 1 or 2, and I will review my policy. First off, first things first, review my policy, okay? 20 minutes, just read it. You might have 3 different versions of that same policy. Just read your policy. Our policy is our North Star as far as how we handle claims as an insurance adjuster, okay? If you're a new adjuster, you need to be reading policy. Not when somebody calls you, not when management tells you to. You need to be reading policy every single day to get yourself accustomed to where everything is in the policy so you can read through that policy while you're on the phone with somebody and you know where everything is, number 1. Number 2, and so you can make claims decisions without having to consult a whole bunch of other people because you have read your policy in a proper way. 2, the next thing is, no one understand or know where to get definitions. Thank you, Kate Frank. That's what we're talking about. Exactly, we're talking about the same thing. Exactly. The next thing is, again, I ain't gonna go too far in the policy because I can stay over there all day if I want to. The next thing I would do is you gotta review those emails. You gotta know what direction your management wants you to go for the day. That might be firm management or carrier management. So check your email. Okay. Hey team, we're gonna be on phones from now until 10 a.m. Right? So you want to check your direction for the day. In management, if you got a good manager, they're gonna be sending you emails fairly regularly in the morning. All right. If you don't read your emails, you're gonna miss team meetings. You're gonna miss the direction for the day, and you're gonna be bringing the spotlight on yourself because they're like, "Hey, Paul ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. K. Frank ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing." Okay. So you check your emails, you check your policy, you gotta review your voicemails. All right. The last thing y'all want to do is bring up a bunch of attention to yourself because you're not listening to your voicemails. All you gotta do is click and listen. Guys, it don't take but a few minutes. Listen to 5-10 voicemails real quick right in the morning. Listen to some more at lunchtime. Listen to a couple more right before you leave. If you do that and you respond, you're gonna stay on pace with your voicemail. I'm not saying there'll never be a time when you don't have any voicemails or when you can just let them all have 30 or 40 lined up. I'm not saying that won't ever happen, but you got to stay on top of it. Okay. Now, this is another thing you got to know as far as your system. You need to know how you handle claims, right? So are you a person that needs to do all your calls first? Are you a person that needs to do the technical stuff in the day? Or do you like saving that for the end of the day or right after lunch, right before lunch? You need to kind of pick some times where your attention span, as it ebbs and flows, and your energy levels ebbs and flow towards some of the more difficult things, right? We have more difficult claims we want to put during times where we have the energy to handle them. Also, another thing we want to know, it's something I like to say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? So if you're dealing with the insured that's yelling a lot, cussing a lot, making a lot of demands, get them handled and out of the way first. Why? Because they might be a butthole, but it's going to get so much worse if you procrastinate and you put them off. If you put them off till later, they're going to be escalation and they're going to make you look bad, okay? And these type of people can help you get fired. So you want to deal with those squeaky wheels, all screamers and stuff like that. They need to be your first order of business. Be great at pivoting. Yes. Be adaptable, all right? It's going to be all kind of changes and rule changes and policy changes and all kind of things like that happen on deployment. So you got to be flexible. How we do claims today might not be how we do claims tomorrow, okay? Those are some pointers on the well system. We can keep going further, but again, I'm not going too deep on any of that stuff tonight. I want to be able to keep teaching y'all. Thank everybody for joining. I appreciate everybody that's sharing this and liking this. If y'all like what I'm talking about, share this with your friends. If you like what I'm talking about, follow me. I talk a lot about insurance adjusting here on TikTok. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's get you out of here. I don't know what you're talking about, player. Y'all, anybody got questions, comments, or concerns so far? Whitney, I appreciate you. B, I appreciate you. K. Frank, thank you. Paula's kid, I appreciate you. Paula's kid, we're talking about your mom. Your mom's name Paula. I'm calling you everybody's name, but not yours. You know? Yeah, it's always fun to talk about this stuff. You know, independent adjusting, it makes a lot of people's eyes glaze over when they hear about it in real life, but they never understand how lucrative it is. People think that insurance is just so boring. Insurance is what's behind banking. We are two sides of the same coin. Insurance is in the finance industry, okay? You don't have banking without insurance. You don't have insurance without banking. We work on the other side of banking. You know, we're in finance. And so people don't understand how much money is in this business. Congratulations. Congratulations on the Exactament Level 2 exam. It ain't easy, but I'm glad you did it because it's going to make you so much better as an adjuster in the weeks, months, and years to come, you know. No, sir. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I'm glad to see y'all making progress, right? The more we invest in ourselves in this business, the further we're going to get ahead, all right? The more comfortable we're going to be handling claims, all right? I think we talked about management here a second ago, and one thing I think that inhibits a lot of people from making claim decisions quickly is because of what they don't know, right? They don't know about the policy. They don't know about carrier guidelines because they're not checking in with the direction of the day that the manager is sending out. They're not checking in with their policy and reading policy every single day doing reviews. If you do this, if you're checking carrier guidelines constantly, reviewing policy constantly, reviewing your reports, your loss reports, all that stuff constantly, more than likely, you're going to be able to make claim decisions unsupervised, okay? We don't have to, if it's in your authority, if it's in your authority, meaning you have the ability to write that check without a manager approval, review it and make a decision based on policy and get it out of there. If you can't do that, over time, you're probably gonna get released because your manager's not gonna trust you. They're gonna say, all right, I gotta say yes or no to every single claim they're doing. I might as well be handling these claims for them instead of me. Instead of me doing all this work, I can just handle the claims instead of them doing it, right? So, something to think about. Okay, we all want to be competent Competent, confident, independent adjusters. That's what we want out of this business. All right. I want to remind everybody, if you're watching this and you got a bunch of questions and you feel like, hey, I don't want to bother Steve, I don't want to answer, I have a FAQ guide. It's free. You go to the link in my bio, click it, download it, and you can learn as much about independent adjusting as you want through those questions. Also, I got a whole bunch of other courses there too. I have a course called Roadmap to Becoming an Independent Insurance Adjuster. That course alone, almost 3,000 people have taken that course, and it has produced a whole bunch of people who made over 6 figures since taking it. Okay, so it's been a blessing to, one, have made that course, and it's a blessing to see people take it and then run with it. All right, the course has over 150 5-star ratings over the last 3 years, and it's been a big blessing for a lot of people. So if you're ready to take the course, click the link in the bio. It says roadmap.ia. Click on that link, and you'll see everything I got to say about that. And it could be generational. Yes, K. Frank, it could be. My mother's in this business. She got me in. That's 2 generations right there. My cousin's in the business. I got 2 cousins in the business. One on my dad's side, one on my mom's side. My best friend's in the business, you know. And then all my other students I got in the business. And they got their moms and their cousins and their brothers. And yeah, it's been a blessing. I've seen spouses get in, you know. It has been a real blessing, this business. Why? Because it's somebody, and that somebody might be you that's watching right now. It's somebody that needs an opportunity. It's somebody that just needs somebody to point them in the right direction, and they're going to go kill it. They're going to go do a great job in that opportunity, and that might be you. Like I said, I've seen so many people over the years that would come to my lives, and they would talk to me and DM me, and then 6 months later, 3 months later, 4 months later, yo, Steve, man, I'm hired. I'm working over here. I'm doing this. Hey, do you know such and such? They know you. You know, and that could be you that's watching this right now. If you're looking for a change in income, if you're like, hey, I'm tired of living the way I'm living. I want to do something different. I'm sick of this job. I think I could do it. Guess what? That's your future self whispering to you, hey, come on. It worked. You can do it. All right. Take the chance. Why live a life? Why live a life of safety and predictability when we have so much more inside of us? You know, some of us have so much potential. You know you're smart. You know that if given the right opportunity, you could really excel. All right. Yeah, that is independent adjusting. That could be independent adjusting for you. Okay. It's been for so many other people, not just me. It's been for so many other people over the years that I've gotten into this business. Right? So many people I've worked with in this business. I've seen all types of people, not just young people. I've seen older people. I've seen single people. I've seen married people, people with a bunch of kids, people with no kids, and everybody in between have come in and they made their mark as an independent adjuster. And I think that you can too. You know, if you've been watching this long, that means you got some interest, right? So with that interest, do some research, right? I got a bunch of TikToks. I got over 100 TikToks here, and I'm talking about a lot of stuff about insurance adjusting, all right? I'm answering a ton of questions there. I have a YouTube channel. I got over 140 videos over there, long-form content, where you can go in and look at everything I got to say about insurance adjusting there, too, in case you missed something here, right? Blessed girl, appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, guys, if you're just not joining, I got a free FAQ guide, okay? It costs you nothing to click on it and learn a bit more about the business. All right, y'all, it is late where I am. I am a bit tired. I want to go to sleep. Got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. Okay, y'all, I appreciate it. We're going to go live tomorrow again with the YouTube crowd. So the TikTok plus YouTube tomorrow. Okay, got any questions? Feel free to shoot me a DM. Send me a message. I want to tell everybody good night, and I'll talk to y'all soon.